Greetings, everyone. There is a lot going on these past 2 weeks since the last upload, one of which is this. I decided to partake at least one challenge in this year. It was supposed to be 𝕤𝕤𝕤𝕤, but it did not work out due to scheduling issues. So the next best option would be Huevember. Instead of doing artworks daily, which is quite a chance of burnout, even through time management, I decided to do these artworks in advance. Yes, since last October. Imagine juggling a challenge while doing college. It is utterly exhausting. To address a theme to the artworks, butterflies or moths would be the case. Since this is the era of transformation and personal fascination, it would be the best motif. I will divide this set of videos into 5 parts. Each video has 6 original character designs. The rule of Huevember is to just stick with the corresponding hues in the palette. It is not restrictive in any means, so there is a lot of opportunities. For the butterfly correspondence, capturing the aesthetic is just enough in my book. I did try to search facts and trivia about the butterflies in order to personify them in their looks, but the internet has its limits on some species. To summarize, take these characters as humans wearing the patterns of their corresponding insect. Anyways, let us get into it. Day 1 is the ghostly winged dainty sulfur. I like how transparent looking it is and so delicate, and of course by its name dainty. The character is posed into a sort of flowy manner. I will also remind that each 2 artworks are connected in terms of style and aesthetics. We are getting in the flowy characters pictured in such. Mostly I focused the illusion of the wings into the dress. It has that fuzzy type of texture but somewhat ghostly in appearance. I want this character to have like a sophisticated aura to her, and as I said, posing effortlessly in a picture. The character design looks very similar to Safitia from Soul Calibur, which I was surprised in the final result. Her hairstyle is very vibrantly neon and really accentuate her olive skin. The design itself is very simplistic, with the addition of some weirdly shaped accessories. I also added some beauty marks based on the dark spots on the butterfly itself. I like how she turned out. She has a sophisticated and beauty-centric type of personality. Day 2 is the very butter yellow crocus geometer. This guy is really something in terms of clothing. It is the same in the context of the flowy aspects, however the outfit is quite experimental. The way I looked at this moth is that it has a brownish pattern like a stain on its wings, similar to butter being browned in heat. I gave him a furry cloak in white and emulate the pattern into that specific type of accessory. This is like the first character who has emulating the figure of its reference. This character is wearing a vibrant bodysuit with the chest cleavage, and it really shows the experimentation when I also added some boots. His hairstyle is so screaming fruity, I do not know why. It's just so over the top and I kind of love it. And guess what pose I am trying to come up with here? It is fearless. Ever since you go Swifty, you never go back. Anyways, he has also some figure heavy embellishments on his bodysuit to really further emphasize the extravagant wiles already. In a summary, he is now a spy plus dancer plus designer guy, fermented in a total package. Love that for him. Day 3 expands on the complexities of the eastern tiger snowtail. By the way, all these butterflies are chosen through the internet by yours truly, by Ariana Grande. I love the design of its wings. The next set is about rich individuals who are displaying their side of wealth. This particular character has that princess vibe in a nutshell. Her pose looks like she has spun around, while her hands supporting her large flowy skirt. She has a long, straightened, and polished hairstyle, symphonizing the movement of her turn, consists of a structured bodice, and underneath supports the flowy dress. She has some Mary Jane platforms as her shoes to wear. In terms of her stance, the character has that demanding look in her eyes, and something manifested from her chest out pose. She has a sort of commanding aura, wanting to get what she wants, and the person in charge of the errand must obey. With a silly tiara on her head, maybe inducing a sense of grand royalty for this character, the pattern of the tips of the dress also comes from the tips of the wings. The character is so stunning in execution, definitely a conscious and detail-oriented design. Day 4 is the pattern-proud fritillary butterfly. Fritillary is a plant which this insect is certainly sitting on, and what I mean sitting on, this character is in a sitting pose. I want his design to really be a spoiled individual. Just no filter and all of it. His size is actually bulking, so I toned it down the best as I can, leaning to make this character like a son of a wealthy president or a business person. The patterns of the wings are mostly found on his shirt with also his overvest. His hair is giving the typical Korean boy band cut, and that is completely a choice to be made. I also wanted him to have a companion, so there is a dog beside him. Even though he looks annoyed, he is still patting his pet, showcasing the dynamic. Now the fritillary plants are on his collar as a brooch, but there is also a strand on his head which is random apparently. The plant is present as well as a flower crown for the dog, which is cute. His bottom bits are basic patterns, but it ties in with how busy his top part. Proportion-wise, I feel like he is really huge, especially his head compared to his body. Well, at least that settles it, and I've done enough tweaking to arrange the look of this character. He is okay in fruition. The next two set of characters is supposedly let's get into fitness, so they will show lifestyle and fitness based common ground. Day 5 is the well-defined pattern, the ornate bellamoth. It is quite a spectacle with its eccentric and loud bold wings and spotty patterns, kind of similar to a clownfish in a color palette comparison. Anyways, I gave this character a nice braid and some stylish athletics. Actually, she wears a clothing which kind of gives off she is working out or going on a jog. Since I really like the profusion of those spotted patterns, I incorporated them in the design as much as possible. She has motifs of this in her bandana and her top. I wanted to give her a sort of structured yet flowy pose. Maybe the character turned out to be a dance instructor. I added a whistle as a last-minute resort for the design. So far, the color palette is orange with a mix of white. In the next character, I will showcase like a pattern of free will of designing. I either add like white or a darker color of the hue as dominant accents to give that more depth in feeling. As the result of diverse and solid technique, her energy is kind of optimistic with a generally active attitude. The last character of this part 1 is this gym guy. I have to be truly honest, I completely struggled with the initial traditional sketches of these characters. Their proportions are a bit horrendous, if I may show it on screen, that I think this character really translated that one-of-a-kind feature, though there is a chance to clean it up somehow. This representation of a monarch butterfly is a more buff dude doing weights. Not what you expect when you hear the name, is a matter of outside cognition. The butterfly has mostly lines for patterns. There is the intertwining of colors on the coloring stage on his outfit, which I definitely appreciate. I get the chance to add body hair to this character, so even the pits are foliage. There are more added accessories such as the random flop beret on his head and the earphones, listening to music while working out. I kind of like how he turned out, even the mishap of the proportions. Maintaining the active aura, but this character has that strong motivation to endure all kinds of physical exercises. A concept of lore might be the two characters are working inside a gym for separate classes. As for my two favorites on part 1, I like days 1 and 3. There's a certain flowy and elegance nature that is fitting for the dainty sulfur. On the Snowtail, she's just exuding a magnificence as a statement with her pose. Feel free to comment which is your favorite character in this first set. Now stay tuned for part 2 for the next few characters. This is the end of part 1 of this segment. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you soon, and have a nice day.